I want to quickly compare and contrast envelopes, Goodbudget, and EveryDollar. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to compare and contrast envelopes, Goodbudget, and EveryDollar. And it's important. Those are some of the most popular personal finance apps that you can find on the market as of today. And if you're looking for an easy way to actually stick to your budget, you can actually be very successful with envelopes, Goodbudget, or EveryDollar. And budgeting apps in general have a variety of benefits. You can actually track and budget your day-to-day transactions. You can save money. You can actually identify areas of overspending, because having clear categories for purchases lets you see exactly how much money goes towards non-essential purchases every month, right? And you are able to actually chart a better future for your financial goals. You can actually have a better financial planning from the app. And a cool thing here is that an app makes it easy to set goals for large purchases by budgeting for a savings fund. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want a new TV. You can actually use an app such as Envelopes or Goodbudget or EveryDollar to improve your financial planning, to track your spending, to actually save money, so you can meet your financial goal of actually raising $1,000 or $2,000 for that TV that you're trying to buy. And you can actually use also a budgeting app to make the most of your budget. This is where the effectiveness of a budgeting app is very critical. Before I get into the actual review of each of those three apps, please check out this short evaluation approach video. We actually have a strict approach when it comes to reviewing, categorizing, and assessing every app and software that we review on this show. Check this out. All right, let's get right into it. Let's first start with envelopes. Envelopes allows you to actually manage your budget very, very effectively. It is a web-based personal finance software that takes the traditional envelope budgeting method to the next level by using what they call digital envelopes that allow you to manage your budget and cash flow. So goodbye paper envelopes. And this is great for the universe too. It's great for nature, right? So as stated on their websites, envelopes enables you to gain control over finances and recover as much as 10% of your income from hidden spending. You are able to create peace of mind as you get real-time view of all of your accounts and transactions with anytime, anywhere secure access in one simple tool. And you can actually use the tool to build financial freedom by eliminating existing debt and increasing savings. And what we love here is that, by the way, just to make it clear, the envelope budgeting system called the Envelopes was made popular by Dave Ramsey, and it uses a cash-based budget that is divided into several different categories. All right, for example, you can have an envelope for rent, an envelope for groceries, and an envelope for a discretionary quote-unquote fun money. And to get started, you would withdraw the cash allocated in your budget and separate it into several envelopes. And envelopes really is geared towards people who are overspenders or in debt, and it helps people to see their overall budget and financial picture using their system. And what we love is that creating an account with envelopes is fairly easy, but it's also time consuming. And so, how does it work? How does the whole thing work? So, after signing up for envelopes, you will be asked to put a check mark next to your goals, to the goals that are very important to you. And by going through this step, you are letting envelopes know what your goals are for using the system. And this can also help you see where the budget leaks outside of your main goals and priorities. And after establishing your goals, envelopes will then take you through a 4-step process to get started, which includes adding your accounts, defining your income, creating a budget, and adding money to your envelopes. Okay, and the final step in the process is funding the digital envelopes, which are conveniently separated into categories, right? So you have bills, example, rent, utilities. You have everyday, that's for groceries, clothing. You have giving, and that could be donations in the form of cash or non-cash. Goals also, you can actually set a goal for, let's say, a 1,000 emergency fund. You also have the category of periodic, things like vehicle registration. So the envelope system tracks your expenses, so you'll have a visual picture of how much money from each envelope has been spent. And here are some features that we love through on the envelopes app. So you have cost. So the cost really here, you are looking at $6 to $19.95. You have budgeting features. You have online synchronization. You have bill payments. That's fantastic. Now, bill payments not yet developed in envelopes, but they're working on it. You cannot monitor your investments with envelopes, so the investment monitoring feature is not there. Of course, you have a mobile app, so it is available on iOS and Android, and there is no promotion. So for the pricing, you can see on the screen here, it goes from basic to premier to plus. And the envelopes offers various versions to get started. So for people in debt, their premier account at $9.95 per month has a debt roll down option, which enables users to input their debt totals and examine several different payoff options, which can then be integrated into the envelope budget. And with their plus plan, you get guidance from a personal finance trainer every 3 months. That's pretty cool if you need that kind of a service. And envelopes has many features at all price points and is compatible really with Windows and Mac operating systems. And envelopes also has an iPhone and Android app, so you can access your financial info at any time. Doesn't matter the device, you can access your info. And creating an account with envelopes is easy. It is also time consuming to set up an account. And because you have to, as I said earlier, you have to choose and sync your accounts. You have to establish goals. You have to go through the 4 steps to get started. This can be time consuming. The system is not really too difficult to figure out, but it's not necessarily intuitive either. I mean, this is something that envelopes has to keep working on, keep improving. There are many different resources and pages to explore, and you can get lost in the many different things that envelopes offers. While the resources and information provided are helpful, we actually believe after doing research on this platform that a simpler system would be beneficial for this type of budgeting. In addition, the envelope system can take a long while to log in and process your information. And for us, when we actually were testing this, it took more than a few seconds. And at first we thought there was something wrong with the computer, with our computers. We tried on different computers, but the loading speed was still slow. So this is something that you have to think about. And some benefits of the envelopes program include a complete picture of your bank accounts and extensive reports which cover your envelope spending and funding, your envelope balance, account balance, net worth over time, envelope spending per month, and more. So actually being able to see a snapshot picture of your account balances as well as visuals of your net worth and spending month to month, those things add value to the program by providing useful information in an easy to digest format. This is very important. So envelopes really has done a great job at taking the classic envelope budgeting system and make it into so much more with their web-based software and app. And so overall, this is a great app. And I'll be right back right after this to talk about Good Budget and EveryDollar. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks. We are still having a conversation here about envelopes versus Good Budget versus EveryDollar. Let's now talk about Good Budget. With Good Budget, you have a couple of things. You have a hands-on digital envelope system. There are many ways to approach building a budget. One traditional method, known as the envelope system, involves what? Physically dividing your cash into separate envelopes for expenses like groceries and your cell phone bill, right? Good Budget is a virtual and less risky way to do this. So the website and mobile app lets you specify how much you want to spend or save your funds. So the basic free membership is an effective way for rookies to control and track their finances, but folks with expensive budgets might want to upgrade to the paid membership. And so overall, we love the software. This is a software that is great when it comes to log in and allocating your finances. You can access it via your web browser or download the free app on iOS and Android devices from the App Store and Google Play Store, respectively. You just need an email address and password to sign up. And what will happen is that your account will sync between the app and website so you can easily manage your budget at home and on the go. And Good Budget puts a modern twist again on the old envelope tactic. So the idea here with Good Budget is to divvy up your money into digital envelopes or categories based on wants and needs. And how does it really work? Now, most envelopes are for your frequent expenses like rent, groceries, and entertainment. And Good Budget also offers envelopes specific to annual expenses such as holiday shopping or property taxes, as well as envelopes for goals like saving for a new car or a new TV. So on Good Budget, you want to start by creating your envelopes, then manually inputting your income, cash amounts, debts, and balances from each of your financial accounts. And with that information, you will decide how much money should be dedicated to each envelope. So every time you spend or receive money, you want to log into your Good Budget account and see how that affects your budget. For example, say you allocated $200 per month to your groceries envelope. You make a trip to the grocery store and spend $50 on food. Afterwards, you would input the store name and the amount you spend and select your groceries envelope. So that $50 will be taken out of the envelope and you would have $150 left to spend on groceries for the month. One thing I want to see here is that unlike many other budget apps, Good Budget, unfortunately, as of today, does not sync with your bank account and track transactions for you. So the $50 I was talking about earlier, the $50 grocery bill, wouldn't be automatically logged into the app. However, you can view the transactions you manually logged and compare them to those in your bank statements. What about the free versus paid plans? So there are two Good Budget plans, a free plan and a paid plus plan that costs $7 per month or $60 per year. And here are the main differences: the accounts, devices, envelopes, and history, as well as support. So the free version allows only one financial account and the plus version allows unlimited accounts. So if you want to monitor your spending from checking or savings accounts as well as from a credit card, you can only do so if you pay for the plus plan. With the free version, you can access Good Budget from up to 2 devices, while the plus plan allows 5 devices. For the envelopes, users of the free version can use up to 10 regular envelopes and 10 envelopes specifically for goals and annual expenses. Plus subscribers, they have unlimited envelopes on both kinds. In terms of history, for free users, Good Budget stores a year's worth of transaction history. Plus subscribers get 7 years tracked. In terms of support, Plus members get priority email support. What about the pros and cons here? The pros in Good Budget. Users say that Good Budget is easy to use for the most part. And they actually, the platform also helps put your spending in perspective because it lets you break down your budget by expense and view personalized reports. Also, you can play around with your envelopes. You can adjust allowances and see how it adapts to your budget. And another positive for Goodbudget is that you're able to access the same Goodbudget account from multiple devices. This is pretty useful for partners who want to share their activity. Now, what about the not so good? The free version is not a realistic option for anyone, especially users who find it very basic, right? It does not include enough envelopes and some users dislike the fact that the app restricts them to one financial account. And also another drawback here is that entering purchases takes time and diligence. Even if you import files from your bank account, you still have to categorize each transaction manually. Let's now talk about EveryDollar. Now, with EveryDollar, what you really have here is you have baby steps to budgeting. This is one of the basic premises of personal finance, right? Building a budget. But with EveryDollar, you're taking the whole notion of budget building to another level. A budget through EveryDollar help you come up with a spending plan so you can give each dollar a job and actually how and where your money is going to that particular helping you reach a particular goals. And EveryDollar strives to be a budgeting software that helps you give every dollar a mission and provides a game plan for achieving your financial goals. It's a great choice for those who are in search of a simple, back to basic budgeting software. There is a free version that lets you enter your transactions yourself. However, if you want the app's full functionality and automatic sync features, you want to pay up. And honestly, we're not going to lie here. I mean, EveryDollar has some stiff competition. I mean, you have Personal Capital, you have Mint.com, you have You Need a Budget. Those are huge players in the field already, right? But still, EveryDollar has several unique features that can actually make it a go-to software for some people. So we're showing you right now on the screen here the features that you can expect in EveryDollar. So budgeting, bill payment, investment tracking, access, credit score monitoring, bill management, retirement planning, tax reporting. You can reconcile transaction. Tax reporting is not available, and nor is investment tracking. You don't have custom categories either. You can import files. You have two-factor authentication, but you don't have online synchronization. And the thing here is that EveryDollar, just so you know, was created by personal finance guru Dave Ramsey to help users make the budgeting process easier and find the financial freedom they want. And following the principles of the zero-sum budget, the software aims to give every dollar a job so that everything is accounted for and you know exactly where your money is going. There is a free version and a paid version, and there is a free 15-day trial for the paid version, so you can try it before you shell out the $99 a year for it. And how does it work? Very simple. You create an account with the website. You put your name, your info there, or whatever. You put all the information. You receive a confirmation email. And EveryDollar comes with 8 spending categories, but you also have the ability to create custom categories. And you can also set up savings accounts, such as for emergencies, which EveryDollar called funds. And next to each category, you can input the amount that is planned. For things like your emergency fund, you can input your current balance as well as your savings goal. And within each category, you can make notes, track transactions, or make it a fund. If it's a category you'll be updating frequently, you can favorite it so that it shows up at the top. And when you make a category a fund, you're making it a savings goal, similar to the main goals feature. So next to the planned portion of each category, which is how you start your budget, is the remaining category. You can also toggle between remaining, which is the default setting, and spend to see how much of your budget you've used. So after setup comes the maintenance. So if you have the paid version called EveryDollar Plus, you can sync your bank accounts with funds and spending categories. This way, the accounts updates themselves. If you're using the free version though, you have to do all of your updating manually. And EveryDollar helps demonstrate that if your spending is on or off, then you can actually track things a lot easier because you can do so through graph displays. You can see your spending through graph displays. And one thing I want to say here is also the fact that after all of your income and expenses are set up, you have the option to evaluate where you're in the baby steps journey. And baby steps are Dave Ramsey's signature and are intended to be a guide to help you get out of debt and build wealth over time. So speaking of baby steps, there are actually 7 steps. So you want to save $1,000 emergency fund. You want to pay off all debt using the snowball effect. You want to save 3 to 6 months of expenses. You want to save a 15% for retirement. You want to start a college fund for the kids. You want to pay off the house. And you want to build wealth and give back. So EveryDollar is clearly focused on being just a budget software. Its purpose is to help people get their money in order, right? It's not trying to be anything that it's not. So, and the result is a simple, user-friendly interface that's also easy to use and easy on the eye. What about the pros and cons here? So, the pros, I've already said it, is very easy to use. The interface is user-friendly and easy to understand, very simplistic, budgeting only. So it focuses predominantly on budgeting, which is a great idea in our view. And it shows Dave Ramsey's approach to debt. You have the baby steps. You can get additional help. So EveryDollar connects you with local experts if you want advice on important financial information. And you actually get an ad-free service. So EveryDollar does not bombard you with ads or recommendations like Mint does. What about the cons? Now, there is a limited free version, so you have to manually track all your transactions with the free version and cannot sync up with your bank accounts and credit card accounts. And the paid service is not cheap. Think about it. It's $100 per year. It's not really that very expensive, but it's hard to swallow considering that you have other free budgeting tools out there. So this is especially true for those getting out of debt. So the bottom line here is that EveryDollar is a great option for users looking for simple, back to basics budgeting software with little to no frills. And it doesn't strive to do wealth management or investing, not at all. So it is best suited to those who are new to budgeting, who need to get their finances organized. And what we love is that the baby steps also are a fantastic way, if you really think about it. These steps are a fantastic way to introduce users to the basics in arranging financial security. But if you want a more comprehensive financial picture with your budget, you are better off with Mint, Personal Capital, or another alternative such as You Need a Budget. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to the final session of today's conversation. I was talking to you about Mvelopes versus Goodbudget versus EveryDollar, and which is better? Let's just finally answer the $1 million question here. The answer is very simple. It depends on your situation. Why? Mvelopes is geared towards people who are overspenders or in debt, and it helps people see their overall budget and financial picture using their system. Goodbudget, on the other hand, is an above-average budgeting tool that helps put your spending into perspective because ultimately it lets you break down your budget by expense, and it helps you also view personalized reports. EveryDollar, as I just said a few minutes ago, is actually a pretty good choice for those who are in search of simple, back-to-basics budgeting software. So the question is, in which category are you? Based on the category you're in, you're going to choose Mvelopes or Goodbudget or EveryDollar. Now, our pick, if we were to pick one, EveryDollar. We would pick EveryDollar because you have value for money and it is simplistic yet thorough when it comes to budgeting. So we have actually scored EveryDollar 8.5 over 10, Goodbudget 8 over 10, and Mvelopes good 8 over 10. I'd like to add one more thing though. If you want to increase your budget by a few dollars, let's say you want to increase your the kind of money you spend on budgeting apps, You would rather get some of the more complete, more sophisticated budgeting tools available on the market. I'm referring to Mint, Personal Capital, or you need a budget. The quality on those tools is higher based on our reviews. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.